My name's Arturo. I'm 39 years old. I'm originally from San Francisco, California. How long I've been teaching English? Since February of 2023, so 6 months or more or less. I love it, actually. I didn't know if I was gonna like it this much, but so far, I think I'm really enjoying all the experience of it. I tutored English before, maybe like 10 years ago. After I graduated, I went to Colombia in Bogota, and I had some contacts there through some work of mine, and they were able to get me a job in Bogota, but also volunteer at that job, but to work at a university tutoring English at one of their high-end universities. So that was my first taste of teaching. I wasn't exactly a teacher, but I was doing a lot of English tutoring at the university level. And I thought, like, hey, I could do this, you know, if I had a little more structure, if I knew what I was doing a little more, if I was prepared a little more, I could see myself doing this. This is something I could do. I had a lot of things that I was doing at the time. I have so many different passion projects that I was working on that I wanted to see through. But yes, there was always in the back of my mind, I was like, well, that was fun. And yeah, it was something I never thought that I would be into or thought that I would be doing. But yeah, it was kind of just in there. And I'm like, maybe you should just one day pick that up again. So right before I came here, I was working for the sporting goods company, and I was like managing a warehouse in Oakland, California. It's kind of funny. I had launched my shoe business because I was a shoe designer, and I started my own shoe company, and right in the beginning of 2020, but then COVID happened. So that kind of changed my plans with that a lot. So I ended up not pursuing that again. And during that time, the COVID time, I was thinking more about like just what I really want to do, not just things for. So I left the fashion industry, and I just started working right after that. And then one day I was like, I don't really enjoy my job. I don't really do anything that is really fulfilling. Then I started researching. What can I do with my degree? What can I do? How can I get into education? Should I be a counselor? Should I be this? Should I be that? And then I was like, well, what about teaching abroad? You did that once, kind of. Would I go to Spain? Would I, do this in Asia? And I started looking at other companies. And I was like, well, if I do it again, I would want to go to a TEFL academy of some sort. And I kept seeing ITA pop up as like one of the best. And it was like consistently number one. And so I contacted a few of them. I had a bunch of different interviews, and I wanted to see where they were in the world. And I was originally going to go to Spain, but Costa Rica also kept popping up as far as like the place that, for me personally, kind of aligned with where I'm at in my life. But Costa Rica is really known for its environmental conservation, and that's big. Big with me, especially coming from the United States, where it feels like whatever land that we have, we want to take it and use it. And with education, how they take education really seriously. I think one of the mottos is more teachers than guns, and you take education seriously. So to be a teacher here in Costa Rica, I was like, well, it'd be even more valued. Yeah, no, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. Yeah. So I'm here. I sold everything that I had, and yeah, now we're living here in Barva, having a good time. I'm loving it. The first day, I got picked up at the airport, and I was here a month before the ITA course was going to start, so I can get acclimated, set myself up. But the first day I got here. The ITA picked me up, and I met one of my classmates. He was going to be my classmate. He also got here a month early, and it was funny because after I got dropped off, I started kind of exploring the neighborhood, and I ended up bumping into him again at this mall, Oxyhino. And ever since then, we've become like pretty good friends. Well, I would say that, well, one, it's very beautiful. That's just, you're gonna see the people are beautiful, the landscape is beautiful, and there's a lot going on in the Central Valley. I haven't really been to the other places as much. But you get all types of climate, all types of weather. You encounter just a lot of great personalities. I think everyone's been so friendly to me. So Costa Rica, I don't know, when they say pura vida, I understand. You don't get it, what that means, until you're here living it and being a part of that environment with other people. So no, yeah, I think the people are, again, really, really friendly. Life is good, essentially, right? Yeah, I remember it was supposed to be teenagers and it ended up being little kids. It was like, there was some miscommunication going on with my class. And so I had something planned and I had to kind of replan it on the spot, and I was teaching classroom objects. And I remember I was really, really nervous the whole day because it was my first time really teaching, but it went well. And after I got up there and kind of, got to remember the things that we learned through the ITA process, through my school, as far as the PPP planning. If I stuck through the structure, right, do the warm up, do the presentation, right, do all these little things first, then I'd be fine. And so when I stick to the script, then my nerves kind of settled down. I was able to get into it and have fun with the class. And then next thing you know, the class was over. Maybe not necessarily what I've learned about myself, but more what things that I've reaffirmed about myself, that I'm adaptable, that I'm a global citizen, right? And that things aren't as different and people aren't that different in other places, but you have to experience it to really get that type of perspective. I would say, always do your research, listen to yourself though. If you have that kind of feeling that you need to change, there are avenues to open up this world, for you. You don't have to remain in the same spot and keep doing the same things over and over again. Switch a job to work another job, which actually ends up being the same type of job. Things like teaching English abroad, what ITA can do, can open this world up to you. One semester abroad, not even, maybe 2 months, 3 months, that can open up possibilities for you living around the world, and you kind of picking and choosing now your lifestyle and where you want to be. And you can always go back home. That's not going anywhere, So that's what I would tell them. You really don't have much to lose. A lot of experience to gain, a lot of friendships to gain. Some of the best people that I've met so far have been part of this course. Again, a lot of like-minded people as well. These are people who have open minds and want to explore the world as well. And yeah, but if it doesn't work out, then you can always go back home. But even this experience you bring back home, right, can open up other experiences too that maybe weren't available to you back in your hometown.